Hey, welcome to Victoria 3. I'm the Michigan Mayor, and this is episode 5. Now, there's a lot of things I want to do in this episode. I'm excited. I want to expand my electricity to all my states. I want to start my oil industry up, and I want to get my automotive industry going. I want to start to build computers. Now, last episode, we went through the early industrial era, and I put down my first power plant. And the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to build a uranium mine. I'm going to switch my power plant over to uranium. It's going to be a nuclear reactor. And then I'm going to build one of these power grid stations. This will help connect my electricity to my other states. So in one state you'll have a power plant, and in the other state you'll have a power grid station. And it'll send power over to that state. And that's all part of the Tech&Res mod. And another thing I want to point out is I was mistaken to think that you could put 400 construction into a building. That's just how much this building costs. See, this one's 800. You can put 200 into a building. So 200 is the maximum you can put into one building. And the rest of it carries over to the next. So I'm not going to do any more construction sectors. And instead, as I upgraded them, I might remove them if they cost too much money. So I get these things. Another thing I had going was all of my mines. Iron mine, coal mine. So one of the main things about this episode is I'm going to try to catch the market up with itself, but also start my industrial network. So I'm going to find my oil well. My oil well is here in Pennsylvania, and I think it's the only one that I have. Yep. I have one in Missouri too, but I'm going to focus on Pennsylvania. I'm going to look at the infrastructure. I see it has 22 out of 31. So I'm going to go ahead and build an oil refinery here in Pennsylvania. And they have 74,000 peasants, so there's plenty of workers. Michigan only has 1,000. So we'll take it from the oil rig, send it right to the oil refinery. Now this is going to, the first thing that we can click is fractional distillation. It's going to give me heavy oil, and lubricants. Okay, so here's my national electric system. And I'm going to come here to my decision, my journal, modernize the national electric system. The national grid is managed as a modern high-capacity electricity system, using advanced transmissions to control methods to support very large and flexible power generation. So it's going to unlock new production methods in my power plant. So I'll have to come over here and flip this back on. So my uranium mines are done. So I can come in here to my power plant, and I'm going to turn it on nuclear fission power plant. I'm going to change it to, I can't change it to a 3rd generation yet or a 2nd, because I need robotic arms, I need software, I need computers, I need computer chips. So this is the best I get. Now I just have to wait for my uranium mine to dig the uranium out of the ground. Let me see how much I need. I need 78. I need 78 uranium. This mine is going to make, I don't know, probably 20. So I'm going to come and see how much electricity this thing actually makes. It makes 404. And I need 256. So I'm going to get rid of one of these power plants. See, now I'm back to a modest number, but at least that gives me a chance to catch up with this uranium. I'm going to look around for a new spot to put another uranium mine. And I can put one in Pennsylvania, which is what I'm going to do. 78,000 peasants. It has 6 infrastructure. I'm going to come look at Pennsylvania and see what they got going on here. There's 199,000 people. Let's see, they are mostly impoverished, so they could use some more jobs. And it's mostly peasants and laborers. The Yemen farmers are the most popular. And as far as local prices go, they definitely want electricity. So I'm going to take some of these, let's see, go to development, click the power grid station, and you can only connect them to the states next to a state where you already have one. So I'm going to build one. Now Ohio doesn't have any qualifications still. I'll put one in Indiana first. I'm going to come look at Ohio. I'm going to come see what's wrong with this. They need 2,080 more engineers. And I do have some good income. So here in Ohio, I'm going to put a university. Maybe that'll get some qualifications going. I'm also going to come here and I'm going to check my oil refinery. Oh yeah, it's in Pennsylvania, so whatever. I'll take my power grid and I'll put one in Ohio, Ontario, and that's going to be it for now. Indiana, Ohio, Ontario. And I want to see how my power plant's going to handle that. It looks okay. So now, let's see. Look at my oil rig, oil refinery. Good. Started making these things here. So now I'm going to come to Michigan. They do have some unemployed, and this is where I want my chips to be built anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and put down my first chip foundry. And it's just going to have integrated processors. And one of the things I need, but I don't have, is advanced ore. I'm going to come into my resources and build a few mines that I don't have yet. So this advanced ore is going to go into New York. I'll build a bauxite mine, and I'll put this in Massachusetts. And I'll take my common ore mine. I already have those. I already have a copper mine. Rare earth metals. I'm going to put my rare earth metals in Ontario because it has the most building level area. And that's it. Now I have one of every mine. I'm going to come look at them. Come to New York first. So they already have an iron mine. Now they'll have an advanced ore mine also. Okay, so my houses. One thing I'm going to activate here, I'm going to come to my housing, my home ownership housing district. I'm going to turn this on automatically expand when they need to. So if it fills up with employees and it has an income and makes profit, it's going to expand. See right here. See, it just expanded by itself. And this may be the only building I do this to, but also the rental buildings. But now when homes get too expensive, it'll automatically build some new houses. And I think that's better. And I'll do the same thing with my rental houses. I'm going to turn all of my rental houses on auto expand. I'm also going to come around and see if I have any states I don't have them in. No. And I am colonizing down here, South Carolina. And my chip foundry is almost done. And now the power plants look good. Uranium's not too bad, so I am going to rebuild another one. But not in Michigan. Michigan doesn't have many people to work. I'm going to come to Ohio, and I'm going to give Ohio its own power plant. And now, since I've seen everything is looking pretty nice, I'm going to go ahead and put my power grid station into every single state. I guess it doesn't matter what order I put them in. Oh, I gotta find one of these so the list doesn't flip all over the place. There we go. Nope. Yeah, I don't like whenever I click the button, all the names and everything change. I still haven't found a good way to not do that. Have them do that. Whoops. See right there? I think I built 2. Here, I'm gonna pause. I just pause it. Shit. Did it again. Power grid station. I'll put one in South Dakota, North Dakota. Kentucky, Maine, Maryland. Yeah, I'll put one. Every state that doesn't have one, I'll just put one in there. The only thing that the electricity is going to be used for at first is inside people's homes. They're going to use it as, what's it called, heat. They're going to use it for their heating. I think that's what they use it for. Electricity. It's used for heating. Yeah, right here. Consumed by pops of all the wealth levels for heating needs. And electricity is worth 1.5 wood. But they'd rather have home appliances. So we're in 1840. And I just put down my advanced ore mine. And that one's in Pennsylvania. Common ore. No, it was in Ohio. That's right. Nope. Yeah, I forgot where I put it. Put it in New York. Put it in New York. Here it is. Advanced ore mine. So I'm going to come back to my power plant. And I'm going to... Yeah, so that one's going to be finished. My chip foundry. I'm going to my chip foundry. Now I have advanced ores. And I'm producing processors. So the next step in the line here is I'm going to build computer assembly plants. And now the computer assembly plants, it's just going to have computer typewriters, an assembly line, manual data reporting. And I'm going to put down an automotive industry. But I'm going to put the automotive industry all the way to the top of the list. I'm going to start to produce cars in 6 weeks. And this will be done. Now, for the first time, my citizens are going to be driving cars around. It's June 10th, 1840. Now, I do need rubber. So I'm going to come to Pennsylvania where my oil industry is. And I'm going to put down a petrochemical, I think. Yeah, a petrochemical industry. And that's going to make plastic and artificial rubber. I'll put on a rotary valve engine. And as soon as I get electricity down, I can start to upgrade my buildings through electricity. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to get rid of some workers in exchange for motors, for coal, and tools. Some of them use motors. If they use, I think the steel mill in Ohio to rotary valve engine. You can do that. I wonder how I had that go down there. Same with, oh yeah, that one doesn't matter. Yeah, the paper mill, I'm going to do rotary valve. I wonder how many factories I have that I can put down there. I'm going to change them all. I go to my development, go to urban. I'm going to look through my list, my food industry. I'm going to have automated bakeries. My furnitures, I want to have rotary valve engines. Instrument shops are fine. Media industries are fine. I want to get rid of workers. I don't want to have to hire more engineers or anything. The first production method changes your laborers into engineers and mechanics. The second production method, the green ones, they just remove workers basically. Except the lumber camp, the sawmills actually add workers. If you put on chainsaws, it adds work, it adds engineers. I'm going to keep going through here. My steel mill, change all of them to rotary valve. And my tools to rotary valve. Okay, good. So now my rubber is in demand because my car factory is open. But they need rubber. And I'm going to change this to, I guess I can't really. I'm going to leave this how it is. No, I'll put it on assembly lines. They still need oil and rubber, but they both kind of come from the same industry over here. And there's 76,000 peasants. My petroleum industry is still under construction, so I'm going to throw this on to the top of the list. And my oil refinery is going to start hiring December 4th. Right now it's still only November. And as soon as Pennsylvania gets electricity, I'm going to turn on thermal cracking. Now thermal cracking still gives each one of these resources, but also adds sulfur. But you get more oil, more heavy oil, and more lubricants. That's usually the one I like to go on. But after I have 3 of them set down around here, so I'll probably have one in Ohio, one in Pennsylvania, one in New York, for example. And I'd have one on vacuum distillation. And then that would have the most heavy oil. And then I'd have one set for hydro biofuels, and that would give me the most regular oil, light fuel. And which one gives the most lubricants? Probably this one. I'd probably have, you could mix them up. But anyway, enough of that. I just built my petrochemical. So I'm going to check this out. This is going to have the rubber and the plastic. And now this does need electricity. So I'm going to find my power grid station. I'm going to look for the one for Pennsylvania. And it's under construction. It's on top of the list already. Sweet. And there it goes. So I'm going to come look at it. This will be a good example here in Pennsylvania. The power grid station takes national electricity, which is produced over here by my power plant, which is connected to the alternating current transmission. I'll come back over to Pennsylvania, and we'll see power grid station takes this and turns it into electricity. It just has some regular power lines. So it takes 250 and turns it into 250. Second stage takes 400 power, turns it into 450 electricity. And then this one down here takes 425 and turns it into 500. So it gets more efficient as you go. And I'm going to look through my states here. I'm going to check. I'm just going to kind of flow through them. And I see all of them have a qualification check mark, really except Ohio. So I'm going to come through and change all of my electric grids. Go to my building registry. I'm going to turn all my electric grids to the most advanced power lines. Let's see, where's that building at? Here it is, power grid station, UHV distribution. Oh wait, let me double check something here. I need circuits. I have circuits. I need more copper wires. That's fine. Okay. I'll change them all. And hopefully they'll start to hire. Yep, there they go. They're hiring. I have a few more states left, and then everyone will be connected to the power grid. And I am going to push for a new colony now since South Carolina's done. Let me look at my neighbors. I'm going for Montana. So right when I get to Montana, I'm going to come down in here and I'm going to build a few things. I'm going to build houses. I'm going to build apartments. Oh, something happened there. There we go. Houses, apartments, And then down here, I'm going to build power grid station. And that's all they need. They don't need anything else. So from now on, when I colonize a new area, I'm going to build their power grid station right away. And eventually we can do the same thing with our infrastructure and highways. But I don't want to spend too much extra money, you know. It's easy to, if you think you're making a lot of money, it's easy to push that over its limit and go way beyond what you're capable of without really noticing. So my market access in Ohio is 89%, and they do have an infrastructure building, and it just isn't hiring anybody because it needs more motors. So I'm going to check my motor industry here. There's plenty of people who can work, and I don't have motors. I do have one in Michigan though. I'm going to come check it out, and I'm going to see that I can upgrade it, and I do have the resources for this. And Michigan has a green check mark for qualifications. So I'll take my motors and I'm going to start to make turbo diesel. I have chips too. I'm going to make EV engines. So that's going to push my battery factory and my chip factory into hiring. And it'll make my motors, my engines very cheap. Now my GDP is 15 million. It's probably going to sit here for a minute because I stopped expanding my construction. But I do want to look at my construction sector. I'd still like to make it more efficient. And the next step I need two more things: aluminum and robotics. So the aluminum comes from bauxite, and I built a bauxite mine here in Massachusetts. So I'm going to put a second aluminum plant here, and I'm going to put this on Volar Devil process with a rotary valve engine. And that's going to give me aluminum. And I'm going to come to Michigan because this is where I want my robot plant. And right here, Robotics Industries. And I have all of the resources that I need to put together my mechanical arms and eventually CNC machines and then AI robots. Sweet. And this comes with rail. You have to use trains to transport your mechanical arms around. So if you build one of these in a state, you're going to need to have infrastructure. And my rubber is expensive. So I'm going to come back and look at my oil refinery. And it does have room to hire. But right away, I'm just going to change it to basic electric control. I'm going to put the oil onto my rail transportation. I'm going to look at my infrastructure. And I don't have one. So I'm going to hold Alt and I'm going to put an infrastructure in Pennsylvania right on top. And this episode is turning out to be like a Pennsylvania episode. But everybody knows Pennsylvania is the best place to build industry and coal and oil and all this stuff. And all of my buildings have gold bars, which might mean that I should probably end up building another one, but they've been down here for a while. The game's been going now for 112 years. It's been 112 years since the game started. Market access in Ohio starts to go down. Now it does have infrastructure, but transportation isn't worth shit. It's worth $14. So I'm going to find some place to connect up to my railroads. I think I'm going to go with my livestock ranches. Yeah, I'm going to give my livestock ranches refrigerated rail cars. Now I'll come back and look at my infrastructure and see if that helped hire. Yeah, it did. Now I can have a little bit more infrastructure in the state. I'm gonna come check. 75 out of 100. So now I have a lot more. I have 25 more. And I want to look at my highways here. I need more engineers, machinists, but I have plenty. So I'm going to come to my infrastructure and change it to expressways. See how that my economy handles it. It looks okay. I'm going to go right to logistical hubs, and that's going to push my robotics arm factory into hiring. So that'll be, I think, one of the first, no, the second thing I make with my robotic arms. Oh, it's not even finished yet. Okay, I'm going to put it on top of my building queue. It'll be done in 9 weeks. Now, with robotics, let's see, I have my computers. I need, let's see, for the data center, I don't really need anything else. I'm going to build my data center. Get one down. Well, no, I still don't even have phones yet. First thing I'll do is telecommunications. Then I can upgrade some of my government buildings. Speaking of government buildings, I don't have any bureaucracy left. So I'm going to look for a good place to put a new government building. Now, I have 3 in Michigan, but I'd like to kind of spread them out just for like role play reasons. You'd like to have a government in each state as like its capital building or whatnot. So I'm going to go for New Jersey. I'm going to put one more government here in New Jersey. Oh, you know what I can do? Instead of building a government building, I'm going to my building registry, and I forgot that I can upgrade them. I'm going to put all of them onto the standard file cabinet system. That's going to jump my bureaucracy up to 500. That is going to make paper a little expensive. And I demand rubber and robotics big time. So if I come back here to Pennsylvania, I'm going to check out the infrastructure. 31 out of 41. And the oil refineries, looking good. It looks like I have all the right resources. My petrochemical industry needs a little boost. I'm not going to be able to change that because it's going to cost a little more extra money than I have. Let's see, that's not going to increase my profits either. I think that I'm going to have to probably put another petrochemical industry. I'm going to put another oil rig too. So I'll come to my resources and I'm going to look and see. I'm going to put an oil rig over here in North Dakota. There's 150,000 peasants. And it looks like I would lose the least amount of money putting it here. So I'll do it. I'll put it there. Some buildings are going to cost money to run. I am going to figure out then something about my paper. I think I'm going to go to my paper factories and look at them before I do anything drastic. And I'm going to change them. Let's see, I don't have enough plastic really to do this, but that's going to increase my plastic price. So then my oil building can make rubber and plastic. The price will go up for both, so it'll make more money. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on I'm going to do chemical pulp recovery first. But I'm going to come here and I'm going to look at my advanced ore mine and see how well it is. And it can hire a lot more people. So I'm going to come back to my buildings, back to the registry, open up my paper mill. I'm going to put it on advanced composite paper. So that's going to start to drive my advanced ore mine too. I'm going to come back here. Now, here we go. The price of rubber is now down, and they're making tons of profit. They're hiring lots of people. Now, as rubber gets cheap, it's going to be used more. So it's going to become more expensive before it gets cheaper, as the robotics and automotive industries grow. Okay, there we go. The plastic and the rubber are both affordable. I have my computers down. No, I'm just finishing my power grid still. And before the power grid's done, I am just gonna finish my computers and I'll put my phones on top. I am gonna need aluminum, so I'll do that too. Everything else can kind of wait. Advanced ore shortage. So I can come to Michigan. They have 63,000 peasants. So this advanced ore mine should start to hire. And it is. It's hiring. So eventually I'm going to have some more advanced ore. I'm going to put this up to a... Oh, I can't. Oh, maybe I can. I need telecommunications for precision blasting. I'm going to turn this advanced ore mine to diesel pumps. And the profitability went way up. So now they're hiring even more people. Awesome. I'm not going to push it up any further. I'm going to wait a little while and just see how things go. I could build a new mine first. Yeah, I'm going to take one of these advanced ore mines. And I'm going to find the state with the lowest wages, Nebraska. I'm going to come look at Nebraska. And I see they do have an advanced ore mine. So I'm going to put one here, but I'm going to keep it on picks and shovels. Montana has risen up. It's the Montana uprising. So I'm going to mobilize my army and send them over. And now, because I have 2 infantry, I'm going to colonize 2 states at the same time. That way, in case one rises up, if 2 rise up, I can split my army in half. I'm going to look around, and it looks like way over here in the corner in Newfoundland, they're calm. So I'll colonize Newfoundland. Now, first thing I'll do is come in here, build a power grid station, and I'm going to put down my houses, my apartments, put these on automate. I'm going to come over here and make sure these are on automate also. And that's it. Colony set up. And my army got scared and turned around. So I'm going to go ahead and send them back. Yeah, when you click your army and send them, and then close the screen, for some reason they stop and turn around and go back home. Not sure why. Okay, so now my computer assembly plants are almost done. I can start to build computers for people. And I am going to try to push my computer company to its highest production method as fast as I can. So I need to start to make TVs and software. So in order to make TVs, I'm going to come and do my Consumer Electric Industries. Before I look into that building, I'm going to come to my telecommunications, and I see that I'm making phones, and I don't have telecommunication towers, so I can't change the production methods there. But what I can do is I can finally build one of my telecommunication towers, telecommunication plants, and I can change it right to National Radio Network. Now, I can't upgrade it any further because I need to have rocket ships. I need to be able to launch satellites into orbit, and I can't do that quite yet. I probably won't be able to get there this episode either, but that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm going to come look at my automotive industry. And I can see everything looks really good here. I don't need to upgrade anything. Yeah, just regular automobiles. Eventually I can get electric cars, but I need software for that. It's really the only thing that I need. Come to my building queue. I'm going to throw my electric components industry. Actually, no. I'm leaving those where they are. I'm going to finish my construction queue before I do anything else. I'm going to come here, though, in Michigan. I'm going to look at my electric components industries that I'm putting down here. Now, I have one in Ontario that just makes wires. The one here is going to make vacuum tubes. Rotary valve engine. Now I'm going to turn these ones off of vacuum tubes. And these ones are going to be on vacuum tubes. So this one's only going to focus on wires. The one in Ontario. The one in Michigan is going to build vacuum tubes. And then eventually I'll change it to transistors and printed circuit boards. I'm going to go right to printed circuit boards. They use the same materials, just adds plastic. And it just takes the same amount of workers. So we're going to print circuit boards in Michigan. Yeah, I am just going to go ahead and throw that electric thing on top. And the telecommunications, why not? It's not really that important to get my other states connected with electricity fast, as long as they get there. Right now they're fine burning coal or wood for heat. So let's see here. My market access is getting low in a few places. So the first thing I'm going to look at is Ohio. And I can see the infrastructure. I bet you a lot of people came out of infrastructure and went into other areas. So I'm going to turn it on highways. I'll put highways in Ohio. But that's going to make my infrastructure not worth very much money at all. Yeah, it's losing profit because it can't sell the transportation. They just go on the highway. So that's not a good answer for this yet. And Ohio is going to keep basic roads. But what I'm going to do is come to the livestock ranches. I'm going to have to find somewhere like tobacco. Tobacco can go on to rail transportation. That sounds good. So now I do have robotic arms, right? So I need to build software because now I have computers and telephones. So I can put some software together. Now I can finally upgrade my power plant to my 3rd generation nuclear reactor. And while I'm waiting for that, I'll come to West Virginia and I'm going to go to my sugar plantation. I'm going to put these on the railroads. And now that's going to make my infrastructure cost a lot of money. Make sure that it's on steam power. Yep, steam trains. Now, steam trains are awesome. I love steam trains. You can use steam trains all the way through the end of the game. Eventually I will use high-speed trains everywhere, but I don't need it right now. And I don't see any problems other than I can survey the Panama Canal. So I'm going to do that survey. I'm going to put down a couple more government buildings because of the survey. And let's see here. I'm going to put them around, not too far away. I'll put one in West Virginia. And I'm going to put one into Connecticut. Those sounds like cool states to put those in. And that should give me more than 400. One of these gives me 68. Right, so now I have phones. So I'm going to go to my buildings. Building registry. Well, no, I'll do it to one building first. I want to make sure that it actually can do it. Go to telephones and turn it on. Okay, that looks good. It looks good. I want to check my telecommunications. They can hire. So I'm going to go to all my buildings, take my governments, put it all on telephone switchboards. So now at least all my government buildings can talk to each other. Let's see. I'm waiting for my software industry to be constructed. I can do a whole lot of things with software. I'm going to come and look at my market, just see how things are looking. What am I short? What kind of construction materials am I short on? Let's see. Nothing along the lines of my basic materials. I could try to build another copper mine. So I'm going to put a copper mine. It'll make some money. I don't want to put it in New York. There's too many buildings there. Maybe Illinois. I'm going to come look at Illinois. They do have a lot of stuff. What's New Jersey look like? I'm going to put my copper mine. Yeah, I'll put it in Illinois. That's fine. Just a regular copper mine. Come to my market, and I think I seen that I needed some a glass factory. Yeah, it did show that I needed some glass, so I'm going to do that. I also need more electricity. So I'll do both. In Michigan, I'm going to build another power plant. I need better wires for the power plant. So I'll do my electric components and bring this up to rubber wires. And I do have my copper mine going down, so that's going to help. And I can see my software industry is done, so I'm currently making software. I'm going to come and do an experiment on my government building. Go right to the bottom. Digital administration. Now it's going to demand a whole lot of shit. And I'm going to see how my economy handles it. My infrastructure needs more electricity, and I'm building a new power plant. I'm going to put that right on top. But I'm going to come to my power plant and I can change it to third generation. Nope. Second generation. Maybe. How is my robotic factory? Robotic factory looks good. Plenty of room to hire. Come back to my power plant. Everything looks good except copper wires. But I just upgraded this, so they're going to start to hire. And Michigan has 95,000 peasants with all qualified. And everything's hiring. All my buildings here, furniture, software, computers, electronics, motors, batteries, all of these hiring. Chip. I'm going to bring my chips to microprocessors. I'm going to start to mine rare resources. So I can come here and look at my rare earth mine. And right away, I'm going to turn this to a diesel pump. I'm going to put it on advanced refining. And I'm going to connect it to the railroad. That way I can make as much money as possible here. I want this place to have an easy time hiring rare earths metal. Now, let's see. That's a lot of stuff. Everything looks fine though. I'm going to come back to my power plants and see. I'm going to turn it on. Oh yeah, uranium. So I'm going to come and put down a couple of uranium mines. I'll put 2 of them. Here they are. I'm going to put 1 uranium mine in Ontario. And then I am going to put 1 in Michigan. Why not? And I'm going to leave them just be regular mines. Now, I can come to my construction sector, finally, and I can upgrade it to the last stage. prefab construction buildings. And that's going to push my aluminum industry over here in Massachusetts to start hiring a little more. My alloy plant here that makes aluminum. They still don't have an electric grid over here yet. They will. Okay, the electric grid's done. Yeah, that's where all the copper wires are coming from. Where all the demand is coming from. That's where they're pulling it in, is the electric substations. So I'm going to take a look at both of my copper wire buildings. I'm going to find my copper wires, open it up. I guess what I could do is I just click this, open this up, move over to the market, and now click this. And I have two. They both make circuits, but I didn't want that, right? I forgot to change it. So I'm going to go to Ontario and change it from vacuum tubes to nothing. So it's only going to make wires. So now I can come back to my building in Michigan and see that I'm printing circuit boards. I'm going to change it. Things are expensive. Rubber and copper are both expensive. So I'm going to come over here to New York, Pennsylvania. I'm going to look at my petrochemicals, and they can still hire. They're still doing all right. I'm going to jump this up to celluloid processing, get a little more advanced. So now I'll come to Michigan, and I'm going to think about some new stuff. My market access. I'm going to take care of my market access. My aluminum seems like it should be okay, though. The alloy plants are having trouble because they need bauxite and copper. I look at my bauxite mine. It's hiring. I'll build some more of those. Put one in Tennessee. So now Tennessee has a bauxite mine, which is going to be its only mine. So it's its first mine it has. Right now, the only thing that Tennessee has is nothing. Just has some basic electricity. Okay. And I think my wire problem was solved too. My computer plant. I think I'm making TVs now. Let me see. I need to change my production method. I'm going to click onto, let's see, one of these buildings makes it. Electric components? Nope, not electric components. I am going to change this to rotary valve engine though. The war with Newfoundland has broken out. Artillery, paper, media, instrument, glass. It's electronic. It's like consumer. Here's my computer. Can't find it. Make sure the play button stays on though. Pharmaceuticals. I should turn my pharmaceuticals up. It's synthetic. That's going to use more plastic. I'm going to hold off on that. I got to find my consumer building. The one that makes consumer goods. I'm going to go through my local prices, look at my goods. I bet you I'll be able to find it if I can click on it here. Media, instrument, glass, furniture, food. This makes radios. Electric components, that makes wires. Cosmetics. Motors makes motors. Maybe I didn't build it yet. Consumer electric industries. I didn't build it. So I'm going to make rudimentary home appliances and TV sets. Once I make TV sets, I can upgrade my computer factories. That was fine, I waited though, because it gave me a chance to continue my construction. So I'll get my last few mines up, and then I'll build a consumer electric industries. Now, once I have TV sets, I can upgrade my government building. No, this is already all the way upgraded. I do want to go to my university and put computerized research. No, I need AI. I'll do the science and humanitarian department. And I think I have all my buildings I need, really. I'm not really short on anything. I'm going to look at my local prices. Rare earth, copper, and uranium. And I'm building those. I'm going to build 2 more of each ones. So first I'll go to my copper. And I'll put a copper mine in New York. And I'll put one in Quebec. I'll go to my rare earth mine. I'll put one of those in Quebec also. But I'm going to keep these on picks and shovels for now. The one in Ontario, they don't want to hire anybody. Let's see if I can move these down to increase my profits. Yeah, I'll do that. That'll increase my money. And now over here, I should probably go to A&R operations. It'll actually increase it the most. Then I'll turn this on. That'll increase their profits even more. That one will not. I am going to go to manual data optimization, finally. I haven't really been putting many buildings on this, but actually no. I want to get this building hiring. This is one of the ones I'm going to need. And even though I'm just now colonizing Newfoundland, I am going to go ahead and put one here right away. Make sure it's all basic, especially over here in my new colony. Because they're not going to have any education. Now, let's see. I am going into debt pretty hard, but I'm not spending too much on interest. My GDP is at 18 million, and I need more authority. Which means, what am I spending it on? I'm only spending it on the greener grass campaign. That's it. And Michigan has 400,000 people. So I can turn that off. I think it's my most populated state. I'll turn off greener grass. And now I have more authority left. And I'll come back to Michigan and I'm going to put down my data center. That's what I'll do. Finally going to build that data center. And offices. They go together. Data centers and offices. Is that a rush? Am I rushing to that? Nah, that's fine. The original building here, the data center, it has local storage, there's no AI, early computer servers, and it's on a local network. So it's very basic, gigantic house for a simple computer building. My offices are going to be manual market studies, consultant firms, and typewriters. But I am going to come to my automotive industry, and I'm going to make electric vehicles. I'm going to jump right to the end of the line here. I'm going to go immediately into robotic assembly lines. Once I get my offices done, I can start messing with this stuff. I want to start to collect more raw data so that I can power my data center wants to consume raw data. And the office also consumes raw data, but it also consumes file cabinets. Now I'm going to come to Ohio and see they still don't have the qualification check mark. going to turn this to Science and Humanitarian Department. And I am going to double check the government building. Digital Administration. So I can come back. I'm going to go to my building registry, click my governments. Every one of my governments is going to be changed to Digital Administration. So now I'm going to demand a lot more software and telecommunications. So before I do my software, I'm going to come to my computer assembly. I'll do my chips. My chip assembly is going to have multi-core processors. I'm going to use this EUV photolithography to produce the chips. And I'm going to put this one onto... Actually, no. I'm going to leave that how it is. I'm going to come back to my rare earth mine. I'm going to look at it and see... They don't want to hire. I wonder if I'm trying to push this too much. I'm going to bring it off road carts. I'm going to keep everything else though. I just need more telecommunications. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and go to my telecommunications thing here, my plant, and build 2 of them. And I'll put down my aerospace industry. Now the aerospace industry I can set here to produce probes. So I'll produce space probes. I'll keep them hand assembled for now, so they'll be hand assembled space probes. And then I should be able to upgrade my telecommunications tower. Cool. Now let me check and see about some things going on in my market. Software. I need more software. I'm going to check that out first. Come to my software industry. Take a look. They are all the way hired. Now if I upgrade it, it's going to use more telecommunication. So I'm going to throw this telecommunication tower on top of my building queue. It's only going to take 4 weeks. So I'll build both of them. Yeah. And then once these get finished and put up, I can yeah, I'm gonna build some more shit. So this is pretty cool. I got 18 million GDP. My population's up to 6 million. And it looks like I'm not colonizing. I think that's why it paused. So I'm gonna colonize Georgia. I'm gonna go colonize Manitoba. I'm gonna come in here and give them all the shit that they need, their houses, and their electricity. Put those on automatic. Build that one down there. You know, I wonder if I should probably put my electric grids onto automatic too. No, I'd rather keep those how they are. I might change them to automatic later. So here's my houses and my rental districts. Automate those. So now the good people of Georgia can now live in houses. Cool. Okay, so the telecommunication towers are done. I'm going to come back up to my software industry. Now I'm going to change it to smart working. I'm going to go right to cloud-based development operations and mobile applications. So now I'm making mobile apps for interactive video games, but I'm going to first go to my phones, telecommunications. I'm going to make smartphones. Everything looks fine with the smartphones, so I'm going to go one more step up and go to virtual reality goggles. Nope, I don't have any AI. So I'll do smartphones and digital sound services. So now I have radios and phones. So now I'll come to my consumer electronics. I'm going to do smart home appliances and smart TVs. I'm going to do robotic assembly plants. Now the consumer electric industries, I'm going to put this onto internet data reporting. So this will be the first place I connect up to the internet. And I'll do the IoT assembly lines. So now my consumer electronics building is as advanced as it can be, except the AI part. I need to start to produce AI. Now I'm going to come back and do the same thing with my chips. Make sure the chips are to this one, data reporting. Now I'll come to my computer assembly plants and do the same thing. I'm going to build advanced workstations. I'm going to connect it up to the internet, and I'm going to give it IoT assembly lines. Now this needs more business data, and that's where my office comes into place. Come to my office. I'm going to upgrade this one to smart working, global outsourcing hub, and it's going to be on basic data processing. Now I'm going to put this one right onto cloud data processing. It's going to demand AI. Now I'll come back to my data center, and I'm going to turn on the first basic neural models. And that's going to cover that. So that solves that problem. Now software is still expensive, and I can't really upgrade it anymore. So I'm going to build another one. So there's my second software company. And I just noticed that now, for the first time in a while, I wasn't producing anything. So I just started to produce this software. And I make some money, so I can start to finally pay back all my debt. And two, you should probably already know, but when you pay back your interest, you pay it back to your population. So when you go into debt, you borrow the money from your population, from your buildings and your pops. And then when you pay the loan back, that's where the interest goes, right to the pops that you borrowed it from. Like these guys here. They're impoverished, so probably not them. Maybe they're neighbors. So now instruments. I'm going to come check my instrument factory. I only have one, and nobody works there. That's weird. So it looks like it just fired everybody right away. But I'm going to come and turn it right to digital instruments. And I'm going to go data reporting on the instruments. So not as advanced as it could be, but it's almost there. Now I'll come back and check my automotive. No, my motors. So my motors are electric. I'm going to put it to an assembly plant. That's fine. Do the same thing now with my cars. Automotive. It's on electric. I'm going to connect it to the internet and give it these assembly lines. And Georgia has risen up, so I'm going to mobilize and head on down. And I can look at my standard of living. Not very good yet. Water and tobacco are getting expensive. I'm going to put down a few tobacco fields. Now, I only have one tobacco field. That's crazy. So where would I make the most? The most money could be made in Tennessee, Missouri, and Iowa. I'll do that. Tennessee, Missouri, and Iowa are all going to get a tobacco plantation. Media content. And glass, alloy, aluminum. Okay, good. Cool. First thing I'm going to look at is going to be media content. I'm going to come here to Michigan, the only one I have, and change it right to digital printers. I'm going to connect it to the internet. I'm going to go digital communication. I'm going to go digital post-production. So that solves that. That pushes my media way up. I make 300 now. That's like 200 more than I had before. Now I'll come back down here and I'll check things out. Things don't look bad when I'm not in construction. And that too means that a lot of people are getting fired while I'm not building anything, because a lot of these industries aren't worth a lot. That's fine. But I am going to come here and look at my building I just built. Well, I built it a while ago, but it's my spaceships, aerospace. So here's my rockets, my space assets. So I'll come down here, I'll take those probes. I'm going to go to my telecommunication station, telecommunications plant. Now I'm going to bring this up to Internet Global Network. So now I have a global internet online. I'm going to change it right to 3G networking. I'm going to put it online. So now I need more space assets. I need 28 of them. But that's fine, because this place is going to start to hire. They're going to start to hire everybody who is being fired out of my construction industry. There it is right here. And are they going to hire? I think so. Yes, they did. They hired a lot of people. It only makes one spaceship, so I'm going to upgrade this all the way here to spacecraft. So I'm going to make spacecraft. It's going to be connected to the internet, and I'll give it IoT assembly lines. And that's going to take a lot of light fuel. I'm going to look at my oil refineries and see I can upgrade it one more time. And I can also put it on my catalytic cracking. That'll give me a lot more oil. Wait, no. I want to put it on thermal cracking. That'll give me more oil, but also continue to give me lubricants and heavy oil. So that solves that issue. Now I'm at war. So I better mobilize and go to the border. And my next problem is electricity in Pennsylvania. Now I'm going to go ahead and give Pennsylvania its own power plant. And I can change the power plants in Michigan, which I forgot to do, to the Smart Energy Grid Management. Nope, because that needs AI. So I'll just do this one. Pressurized HDP. One more thing I want to do here is come and look at my electric components buildings. I'm going to change the one in Ontario to PVP wires, assembly lines, electric grade wires. I'll put it online. Let's see, why can't I do this? Printed circuit board. Oh, I see now. Yeah, I can come to Michigan and do the same thing though. Electric components, surface mounted technologies, and electronic grade wires. I need more copper and more plastic. So I'll come back to Pennsylvania, and I'm going to do my petrochemical industry, turn it to Ziegler-Natta process, all the way to the most advanced rubber, advanced electric controls. Now it's going to lose a lot of money, so that sucks. I'll have to turn it down. Yeah, I can't do all that yet. I need electricity. So Pennsylvania has their power plant, and they're hiring. I'm going to change it to a third generation. So it still needs a lot more electricity. So I'm going to put a few in Michigan. I'll go 2 of them. Now they need robotic arms, right? So I'll come to my robotic arms factory. I gotta stay caught up with everything. I'm gonna change it to CNC machines. on assembly lines, and I'm going to connect it to the internet, data reporting, and right to IoT assembly lines. All right, good. So that takes care of my robotic arms, brings them down really cheap. So now I'm going to come look at my data center. Hit play. Keep that play button going. Whenever the natives rise up, it always pauses. Now here's my data center. They're going to hire. I'm turning this all the way up. No, because it still need more electricity. So I'm going to work on that. Actually, this is the end of the episode. That's it. So this is 1848 now. And we've reached, I'd say we're in the 1990s. We're in the early 90s, basically. Maybe the early millennium. We're going into the future. This is the new age, the dawn of a new age for my people. A new age of fun and enlightenment. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I really had a good time running the episode. But that's it. I will see you in the next video. See ya.